Violence and Suffering fans, my name is Jordan Cassel, one half of your West Coast commentary duo, and it is my honor to welcome each and every one of you to the inaugural edition of VxS Top 5. Today we're going to be taking a look back at VxS Makaveli, our debut on the West Coast, before we return to Baldwin Park, California on December 9th, for our Tony Montana tribute, The World Is Yours. Number 5 is a match many are calling not only the match of the night, but perhaps the match of the year for both VxS and, hell, maybe even independent wrestling, when Young, Dumb, and Broke Jordan Oliver took on a man most recently featured on AEW Dynamite against the American Dragon Bryan Danielson. Yeah, this guy's the real deal. New Japan Pro Wrestling's own tag team specialist, Rocky Romero. This was a grueling half-an-hour encounter, a clinic in all types of professional wrestling, strike-based, speed-based, grappling-based, with Rocky specifically digging into the injured left arm of Big Breakfast. And just when it looked like young Dagger Dick had nothing left in the tank, Jordan was able to swoop in and steal a victory, as we've seen him do so many times before in a VxS ring. Rocky, unfortunately, did not have kind words for the SoCal faithful after the bell.
Well, over 20 years ago, I took my first trip to Japan, and I couldn't wait to get out of this fucking place because of shitheads like you.
Whoa, turning on the West Coast faithful.
That's what I love to see. Rocky Romero, he's upset at the disrespect he's getting from these fans, but, I mean, what do you expect?
VxS fans are no doubt familiar with the aesthetic crippler Kevin Blackwood, given his encounters against the likes of Homicide and TJ Crawford in VxS rings. But they might not have been as familiar with his opponent at Makaveli, the 25-year-old Adrian Quest. But after that night in Baldwin Park, no one was forgetting the name Young Fuego anytime soon. Fuego took VxS stalwart and New Californian in his own right, Blackwood, to his absolute limit. And though in our second match he was unable to come away with the victory, we'll no doubt be seeing him in VxS again very, very soon. The Lucha Rules Scramble is a fixture of violence and suffering in the Northeast, so of course, we had to make like farm-fresh eggs and bring it to California as Brandon Gatson, Super Panda, Matt Vandegrift, Gabriel Sky, Sliced Boogie, and G-Sharp all faced off in a 6-man affair. But that wasn't all, because this wasn't just a 6-man scramble. This wasn't even a 7-man scramble. It was a 7-person scramble, as Delilah Doom made her shocking VxS debut, entering herself into the scramble. Delilah is the only woman to have won both the SoCal Women's Wrestler of the Year and the SoCal Tag Team Wrestler of the Year consecutively, and she showed exactly why that is, toughing it out against her much larger, much stronger opposition to come away with the victory. But the story didn't end there, as after the bell, she took to the mic and called out the only woman up until that point to compete in a VxS ring, that being Masha Slamovich for a singles match somewhere down the line.
Feels like some people have forgotten that Delilah Doom is the best damn women's wrestler here in SoCal.
2017 Women's Wrestler of the Year in SoCal.
No arguments here.
I'm calling shots.
That's right.
There's an individual who I have just been dying to get into the ring with. And I hear at VxS, they're 2-0.
What's that?
Is there going to be intermission?
But guess what? I just whooped 6 people's asses right now!
Damn right she did.
So the next time VxS comes back to my turf, my turf in LA, I want your ass, Masha Slamovich.
Slamovich.
While that's not coming up at The World Is Yours, you will be able to see Delilah in woman's action as she goes head-to-head with Dark Sheik. Number 2 is a match that any company would be happy to call a main event in the form of Alex Zane versus Willie Mack. But yet again, the story wasn't finished, just as J. Rose finished his introductions and just before the bell was about to ring, the familiar tones of the fucking Machine, former FTW and Impact Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion Brian Cage made his shocking VxS return. Not through the curtain of the locker room, no. Through the doors of the outside, where the fans entered. The California night air. In came the giant Brian Cage. Brian Cage showed why he is one of the most formidable competitors, not only in professional wrestling, but in VxS specifically, an innate balance of size and speed that has henceforth never before been seen. And we'll once again see it on display as the man who was victorious at Makaveli takes his talents to the world is yours against fellow AEW superstar, the debuting bad boy, Joey Janela. Number 1, the most shocking, deafening moment, VxS Makaveli? Well, it has to be the end of the different boy, Jimmy Lloyd's undefeated streak. Up until this point, Jimmy was the only undefeated man in VxS. He was 8-0, undefeated, much like Jade Cargill. And I'm pretty sure I'm the only person to ever make that comparison, but Jimmy was, in fact, that bitch as he went toe-to-toe and, dare I say, took to his limit the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, Robbie Eagles. And just when it looked like Jimmy might put the champ away with a modified version of his blood rival, Jordan Oliver's clout cutter, Young Dumb, and Brooke! Jordan Oliver came down from the back, pulled Jimmy out of the ring and laid haymakers into him just long enough to cause a distraction so the sniper of the skies could hand Jimmy his first defeat at VxS. Once again, much like Rocky or Delilah before him, if his post-match comments are any indication, Jimmy's vendetta, specifically against Jordan, are far from over.
Jordan Oliver, you took away the only thing I had here, my undefeated streak.
8-1.
But Jordan, I see how you work. Jordan, I see how you fucking want to play. Jordan, so far, this is just a funny game. Exactly what a funny game is. But now, you made me fucking mad. You took everything fucking from me. So Jordan, this is just the start. This is all not fucking over. I'm gonna make you play so fucking bad. You think Tampa was blood? Well, Jordan, you haven't fucking seen anything yet.
And while only time will tell what the different boy has in store for him, you can see Jordan Oliver in action against the zombie princess, independent legend Jimmy Jacobs. All of this and more at The World Is Yours. Get your tickets now, watch the Makaveli replay, and until next time, I've been Jordan Cassel, signing off.